to the Geek Battle Show. This is Geek Battle on the Extreme Improv Extreme YouTube channel, as well as the Geek Battle YouTube and Geek Battle Gaming YouTube channels. Now, first things first, let's get the intro credits up, and here we go.
Welcome to the Geek Battle Zone. We discuss comics and puny minds are blown. We debate Marvel versus DC, Skeletor, X-Men, and Ron Weasley. Judge David slams down the gavel, and Cap dreams of Henry Cavill. It's a Geek Battle stream, nerd rage as we assemble our Geek Avengers team. Welcome to the Geek Battle party. We are the Justice League and our Batman is Marty. Say hello to Tim as movies are greenlit. Every new movie, Dev's already seen it. Xbox, Star Wars, and Star Riders. Email Star Trek, and David loves spiders. We battle as Marvel, and Disney loves Blink. And we try to crown the Geek of the Week. It's the Geek Battle Show. Welcome to the Geek Battleground, where we use the Force and the One Ring is found. Cap is wrong about Resident Evil 6, and everyone watch out, so shit is sick. Gerald and Tim and Diz will try to win at the Geek Battle Quiz. David and Dave will confuse the crew as they dive in the TARDIS of Doctor Who. Watch out now, we're full of hot takes. Dr. Courtney is garbage, but Red Dwarf is great. You love Sega, I love Nintendo, but in the Geek Battle, we are all friendos. Oh, it's a Geek Battle show. Oh, the Geek Battle show. It's a Teenage Mutant Ninja Geek Battle show.
Okay, so hello, welcome to Geek Battle. So we are going to have an awesome show tonight. There's lots of stuff to talk about. I have just seen 28 Years Later, and I feel like it has taken 28 years off my life. There is some scandals in the world of Cobra Kai. There is Superman and Fantastic Four out soon. On the show tonight, so far, we may be joined, we may not be. But KD, say hello to the people.
Hello, people. This is, I think, my first time being here from the beginning. I actually got to see the intro. That's a really cool intro.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I like that. Those cameras where they autofocus, they're a nightmare.
Yeah, man, my camera's crap. I'm saving up to buy a new one at the moment. I'm saving up for a whole load of new tech at the moment.
Yeah. No, you got a good mic though. I like the mic setup. You know, I'm kind of wanting that whole thing. But
it's all right. You have to get really close, but yeah.
Yeah, but then you can do like the AMSR style speaking. Here comes Cap as well. Capelthave, we are live. Say hello to the people.
My captain.
Hey, yes, I got that reference from the Dead Poet Society. I have seen that film. From the land of leopards and elephants and crocodiles, it's me, Robin Williams. No, Capelthave.
Oh, imagine, right. If we could have any like special guest from beyond the grave, not making it sound grim, but imagine Robin Williams on a podcast nowadays.
You won't be able to get a word in. Like,
it's true.
Have you seen him in interviews? Like, they're like, oh my god.
Okay, so
you don't realize though that he stole most of his material. We don't realize that until now. Like,
no way, that sucks. But you know what? He did so good with it. The one interview which I wish I could find again is it was Robin Williams and Stephen Fry on whatever chat show. And you could just see how frustrated Stephen Fry was because he's a very talkative guy. He's great with language and literally he could not get a word in because Robin Williams had something to say about everything. Dev, say hello to the people.
Hello to the people.
Good. Now, guys, I was just saying, this is going to have to be a slightly shorter show tonight, so it might wrap up about 45, 50 minutes in. I'll try to keep us going as long as we can, just because something has come to my attention, so we won't be able to go as in depth as I would like, which is a real pain in the butt. But speaking of pain in the butt, guys, the story I'd like to begin with. I don't know if you've seen this scandal in the world of Cobra Kai. Now I'm gonna unmute this. I hope we don't get slapped on the wrist for this, because
we probably will. So I wouldn't.
No, I don't think we should. Just because it's just some random footage. So let's see. Can
we talk over it a bit as well? Then it's fine anyway.
Oh look, I don't know if you'll actually be able to see it. Look, that's weird. I've made it big and you can't actually see it. So how do I make that small again?
The amount of times I've had that issue in the past.
Yeah, I know, man. It sucks. Right. Okay. So anyway, yeah, we'll talk over it as it's happening. But there was some fan convention, and now Alicia Hannah Kim. I didn't even know that was her real name, but you'll recognize her from the show. They were both there, and John Kreese, bit her on the arm.
What?
Hang on.
That is not okay.
I mean, I suppose the video might be owned by NBC, so.
Maybe.
It's small.
No, this is body cam footage from the cop.
Oh, okay.
Wait, who bit who?
What the heck?
He bit her on the arm, and she is pissed off.
Oh, it's already happened. Okay.
Who is he?
She was like the leader of Cobra Kai at one point, and then the other group.
He was a bad guy from the first film, wasn't he, or something?
Yeah.
Sir, were you raised in a ditch? The audacity. How dare you, sir?
I'm very sorry that I got angry.
Very British accent then.
He got angry and bit her?
Yeah, this is like, okay, for the wrestling fans of us here, this is whole CM Punk, Ace Steel, Kenny Omega situation. Now, I can't see a thing there, but I'll believe her. I will believe her.
It'd be a random thing to make up.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's not me. I believe her. It's like, why he did it. That's like confusing.
Well, I'm trying to work this out. Look, he looks pretty chilled. I genuinely think this is probably some kind of. Now, when he says he was playing, this is probably some fan convention, because why they're not filming the show anymore, right? She was probably sat there. He probably walked up behind her. I can just like imagine this. Like this. Maybe he made a jump. And maybe he bit, or maybe she struggled, and then it hit him, and he decided to bite. I'm not saying he's in the right at all. I'm just trying to tell them that the situation comes up.
I mean, I've done that to people before, but my intention never went to go, my intention to go, boo, and then they'd be afraid, or they would hate it, or they would like it.
Wait. So when you say you've done that before, did you actually bite anyone, Cap?
No, I'm not. So I do boo. I just go behind people and say boo. They usually find it charming.
Dev.
People before.
Okay, so I know someone who was there who saw this shit. And this is exactly what happened, and it's fucking stupid.
Okay, let's hear this.
So
Man on the street.
Alicia's standing there with her back to Kreese or whatever. Kreese comes up to her and like bites her on the arm, and then kisses her afterwards. And she's like, "What the fuck?"
Wow.
And then she goes and tells her husband, like, what the fuck is he doing?
Yeah. Well, no, I don't blame her. I don't blame her. There is not a logic for this. Like, okay, so let me see if I can find this other video.
I love how the logic was, you bit it and then kissed it.
You're showing me like the edgy villain bullshit. BDSM.
This is what I can liken it to. Okay.
So he's a method actor? Is that
so check this out, guys. Check this out. This is a clip that I've seen. This is old. This goes back to 2021. This is Taika Waititi and Pedro Pascal. This is at like some Disney D23, right? And just watch what happens here. He's just at the background, obviously doing other interviews, and just watch. He goes up, and boom, he snaps his neck. And he plays, and he walks off, and he plays along. Now, maybe it was something where the intention was as harmless as that. People do play, right? I know what
Yeah, but
acting
again,
is like.
but again, David, I don't see people playing. Like,
Yeah, a bit of a
You
different
know
play,
what?
I guess.
I do, but like not like that.
Yeah.
There's a bit of a weird connotation to it when it's an older guy to a younger woman as well, ain't it?
Yeah, like
To be fair.
if like she's not married or whatever, and you're close, it's fine. But,
I
like
mean-
she's married and like she's like 25 years younger or something.
Yeah,
How
like,
old?
she had a lot-
Like, I don't want to be like. She's 37. Okay, and he's
Oh.
80.
Oh, what?
Oh my
Yeah.
god!
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
you know, this
That's
is
big,
like,
yeah.
if I was her, if I was now, other than the fact he's 80, but at the same time, that's John Kreese, right?
Like,
So,
see,
you know,
it is in character for Kreese and the actor.
Yeah.
But he shouldn't be doing that to.
he's in character all the time. But yeah, so if I was her husband, I'd be like, look, you know, that's still John Kreese here. He's going to kick my ass, even if he's 80. So,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So I'm not just going to go over there and like try to kung fu. And do you know what? Do you know what the best thing in the world would have been? If the police officer with the body cam had been like, Mr. Kove, why did you do it? And he just answered, strike fast, strike hard, no mercy.
The moment you say that, you get tased.
Yeah. You know what? That would be the
Worth it, though.
perfect response, though.
I love the fact that you know how David is trying to justify. You remember in the Madagascar scene when Alex bites Marty and King Julian says, "What is a nibble between two friends? Here, have a bite." That's exactly how it.
For clarity, I'm not trying to justify it. I was trying to fathom how this came about, right? But yeah, I think that's crazy. Maybe he was drunk. Maybe he's 80.
No.
And he's
Number
just-
one, like
He's
it's
on
a thing of, like,
He's
this was
80,
kind of
probably on a
normal in the
bunch.
70s. And plus, it's him.
Hang on, you're saying it's normal to bite people in the 70s? I'm going to find out.
He's probably trying to do a variation of the Gomez Adams bullshit.
It's probably,
Okay.
it's probably
Like-
more normal to bite someone in your 80s than in your 30s, to be fair.
Yeah.
Either like, you know, in your first like 2 or 3 years or in your last few years.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's
Fine.
excusable. Yeah.
The Daily Mail labels it. It says Cobra Kai star Martin Kove's breaks silence over shock vampire bite. That's just like something your career doesn't really come back from. I think he will because he's 80 and who cares, to be honest.
I mean, Mike Tyson came back from it, didn't he?
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, so exactly. You know, it's just a bit of Mike Tyson stuff.
Did you guys see the video where older Michael Tyson goes to apologize to Evander Holyfield and he opens the door and he's like, "I'm sorry,
that's-
Evander," and he gives him the piece of the year. Back to him.
No, I ain't
Oh my
seen
god,
that.
the press conference, not press conference, like the press statement thing is so typical. I'm committed to learning from this. What do you learn from this? Just don't bite people. That's crazy. That was a
He's
crazy.
over 80 years old and he has to bite someone to learn not to bite people.
Yeah, yeah.
We
Right.
covered that in kindergarten.
Oh dear. Already her arm was already turning blue and bruising.
Oh my god.
Right.
Yeah.
That's exaggerated.
Yeah. It always is, any though.
She
I
might need
don't
a
know.
shot. She might need a shot.
She might do. Right. There just has to be the aspect where she will have to weigh this up. She'll be like, right, so Karate Kids, so Cobra Kai is over. He's been killed off, spoiler warning, right? Is it going to
He'll
hurt
be
my
back.
career if I press charges, or are they just going to bring him to fan conventions and not me? So that's how you weigh up the situation.
Yeah, yeah.
You could probably get him banned from fan conventions.
I mean,
I
I
mean,
would say
yeah.
if an 80-year-old man comes and bites me, I would be like, "What the fuck are you doing, dude?" And I'll probably get a shot. I'll be very pissed about that. But again, like
Yeah, yeah.
you know, nothing
Yeah.
really that big happened.
Okay. So it's because he's 80. Cap. Let's say he was 65. Would you press charges?
Depends on how 65-ish he looks.
45, would you press charges? Someone bites you.
I punched him back. I was like,
If
"What
I-
the fuck are you doing?"
If I expected the teeth not to be real, that would be my line.
Oh man, yeah. Oh man,
No,
he
man,
could
I
have
mean-
bitten down and left the teeth there. So
Ah.
okay, guys. yeah, we're gonna have to go through a lot of stuff today, fairly quick if we're gonna do it.
First of all, I want Dev's review of Superman. Please, Dev, please. The one
Okay,
message you gave me
Dev,
just
am
like
I-
on.
Am I allowed to?
Can we get it spoiler, like major spoiler free? You can give us your impression of it, but let's go spoiler free.
It's a it's not a Superman. It's not a Superman movie.
It's not a super movie. Can
It's not a
you?
Superman movie.
Okay, can you compare it to another superhero genre film?
Is it
of,
like Superman
quality?
Returns? Is it like Superman Returns?
It's like I can't believe I'm saying this, and it's effing stupid. The tone is the new Suicide Squad.
The new Suicide. Oh no!
That's
Oh,
kind of what
I
I
hate that
expected
film.
with James Gunn.
Oh God!
That's exactly what I expected with James Gunn.
Yeah.
And there's more focus on the team rather than
Then
him.
Superman. Oh.
See,
Okay.
this was the Snyderverse problem in the first place. They immediately went to the team. They gave us Man of Steel at least. That's one of the good things that they actually did.
Man, when
and
you watch the
even-
Snyder Cut,
Yeah, and even BVS was not that bad because it was mainly Superman and Batman. But in this, it had way more characters. But I was hoping, it's gonna be about Superman. But no, James Gunn, why?
It's an interesting contrast
you
of
can't-
corporate
Go on,
superhero
Oh no, God.
versus
Go ahead.
actual superhero.
Yeah.
You can't really call it the Snyderverse, though, in my opinion, now, because the Snyder Cut of Justice League is so different. Have you all seen that? Or
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did you think? I actually really enjoyed it.
same? I didn't
Too long.
watch it for years, and when I did not expect it to be different at all. When I was shocked when I watched
Yeah.
it.
No, it's
I-
significantly different.
Mm-hmm.
I personally, I think it may be a little overrated, but it did fix some of the problems of the Josh Whedon cut, but it did not fix it entirely. Justice League, I think, was a very flawed movie
Okay,
to begin with.
can I give my thought on that? There is a reason why for that, because Snyder was under pressure the whole time, and look, his daughter passed away.
Yeah.
He continued filming, but they used it as an excuse that they sacked him actually. But before Joss Whedon took over, they already had Joss Whedon doing rewrites of it. Joss Whedon, when you look at his career, like even if you go back to like a movie like Speed, he was a script doctor for it, and he before he sort of like did like the Avengers, because before that he was like a TV guy, Buffy, Angel, Firefly, stuff like this. On movies, they'd just have him come in, put some jokes, lighten the tone, and because Batman v Superman wasn't a hit, whereas like Spider-Man is just in Captain America, and they're like, oh, that's a really positive film. We need Justice League to be punchier and that. So already it was just littered with Whedonisms.
I think the problem is always has been this like WB's management, and they're gonna fumble so bad if this Superman movie tanks. I mean, like, why would they even have that? I really did enjoy the new Suicide Squad, but again, that's not the style and tone for a Superman film at all, and that was my biggest worry, that infesting other James Gunnish project. But even if you compare, right, with Man of Steel, and also if you compare with BVS, they weren't big hits like Marvel. They didn't make $1 billion, but they were actually made more money than their budget. Comparatively, they were actually a success. And also this was before like inflation and the world currencies going wild and shit. So actually, there was a lot of hope. I think this is where they have no fail, because like Weeby's losing money like hell. I think they'll probably even shut down if Superman fails.
They're not going to shut down if Superman fails. Like I've heard that. I don't believe that it is down to this one movie.
It isn't, but
and they've
there
already
is a major
split it
factor.
anyway, so it's
They look Warner Brothers. They'll always be able to put out another Batman film. And
that's why they haven't actually canned the Twilight Guys Batman movie, because it did well. It did make enough money. So they're like, you know what? And Penguin is also critically really acclaimed. So like, if we fully can this, we can go back to this, and we can't really put all our eggs in Guns basket as well. So they're like, let's see how Superman goes, and we'll see how the next thing play out.
You know what they did with Joker as well.
Oh my God, Joker 2 was one of the worst films.
Yeah.
Dev, you're gonna say?
Financially speaking, Warner Brothers is fucked. They are relying on Superman and having Batman as a backup plan in order to recover.
If they're really like on, like film by film, and if they're really doing that badly, then it's already kind of
They are
too
doing
late.
horribly.
Really.
Yeah.
But I feel like they've already got they've split it. They're already kind of putting things in place, aren't they? Because
No,
I kind of agree. They're like a cockroach,
here's the
they'll never
thing.
go away.
No, they ruined one of the biggest thing, which was Cartoon Network, and again they completely lost the plot with Ben 10. So they had toy revenues also no, and there hasn't been a Ben 10 show in a while. So again, one of their biggest revenues out.
And no, I thought it was.
That's just a different generation, isn't it? That generation's kind of just grown up now, really.
Yeah.
No,
I believe
a variation of Ben 10 still exists because the toy set. Okay, so the biggest selling merchandise sellers for Warner Brothers is Teen Titans Go, and then Ben 10. They're literally keeping, aside TV from the TV side, they're keeping Warner Brothers alive. Ben 10 and Teen Titans Go, which is why Teen Titans Go is only in season 11, even though everybody hates it.
But there hasn't been a Ben 10 show in a while. Like even the new one actually stopped.
I think they do shorts and stuff that is in between on the actual network.
The thing they always had the problem with Ben 10 is because their classic Ben 10 was the biggest toy seller. The next one, it didn't sell enough toys, but people watched it. So in the third season of Alien Force, they kind of toned down it a little bit and kind of made it like the classic Ben 10 a little bit. And then they went to Omnivore.
Yeah, hang on. Look. I've just done a little bit of look. We're forgetting. They'll put out Batman. They have Looney Tunes, but they just had Minecraft, which was a giant success. And bigger than that, they're about to do the whole Harry Potter thing. There's zero chance that they're going to have problems. When I just looked up here, it says here they have 4.4 billion free cash flow in 2024. I don't think they're
for a company that size. That's not a lot.
It is. It's not a little. It is. Like that.
I think the worst comes to shove, they will do another merger. I think that's probably will happen.
Well, So when you think that, what was the budget of Superman? They probably spent 100 million on Superman, and or whatever. They'll make all of this back, and then the Harry Potter, the Harry Potter question is just because it's the streaming thing. But even on the details here, apparently they've got over 100 million subscribers to their streaming thing. I don't. Max, or? Yeah. Whatever it is now, Max, HBO Max.
Yeah.
I think they'll be fine. I can't imagine that it all rests on this Superman thing. I think that's
I think Dev is kind of right when he said I think their film franchises kind of stay on Superman. Yeah.
Basically they spent 225 on production for this, and they really spent just above the same amount, like 300.
You normally double it for the
advertising. So they need about 600 million on Superman to break even.
Yeah.
I think it will do. I'm hoping. I think it will do globally. Superman. I think you will do well.
I think it will. It might not be like the classic Superman, but personally, as somebody that doesn't like classic Superman films, I'm okay with it. It's weird to imagine it with that kind of tone, but I like the other James Gunn stuff, so I'm more than happy to give it a go.
Go on, Dev.
If you look at for example, how we're making fun of Morbius and Craven not having any ticket sales and cinemas were empty and stuff.
Yeah.
If you look at the cinemas for the Superman, they're really sold out.
Okay, let's check this out.
It's doing really well.
It doesn't surprise me.
What
Superman's
day is it open?
iconic
Is it
and it's-
open on the 11th?
11th.
Okay, let's check this out.
It's gonna be one of
So-
them films where even if it's like not good, everyone's gonna watch it to find out anyway. So it's gonna
Yeah,
make a lot
if
of
it is
noise.
good, and then you've got like
I
the
mean, like-
Firefly fans, you've got the Rookie fans.
Yeah.
I mean, like for you guys, I think mostly the Western audience who are much open to social media and things. I think if the reviewers kill it, there's a high chance it may not do well. Here, I would say less attention to social media. I would say comparatively to movie critics and stuff like that, unless it's of course the local films and things. So I'm guessing globally it has a good chance. It will depend how it goes on you guys' end.
Okay,
Yeah.
so look, I'll be honest, we're quite a way out, but it's not so impressive for its opening day.
How far is it though? A couple of weeks
Most
still.
of them are like really empty, but they do have one screening. But again, they've got 2 weeks.
Oh,
The best one they've got so far is that.
Wow, that's pretty good though for 2 weeks. That's not bad.
Yeah, but it hasn't made people think I've got to see it opening day kind of thing and sell it out already, because I have seen the things previewing. You can book tickets now, even a week ago. So I'm sure it'll be fine, because unlike Suicide Squad, are they constantly swearing in this film and it's all just dick jokes?
Okay, so apparently James Gunn wanted to, but he was toned down. He was toned down.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
I mean, he can't do that in a Superman movie. He can't do that anyways in a Superman.
Faster than the speeding bullet, so they say.
So
Lewis.
all the like crude shit comes from Guy Gardner.
Who?
Yeah,
Green Lantern.
It's the one with the mob haircut.
Bowl cut.
Oh, I didn't know
The
Green
Boca.
Lantern was in it as well. Okay.
Yeah, everyone's in it. So that's Nathan Fillion, who's one of James Gunn's go-tos.
Friends.
Yeah, I didn't.
But
okay,
like
wow.
one of the things that threw me off in the trailer is that that Mr. Terrific goes and says, "Superman, stop laying around. We have important work to do." And Superman's like, "What do you think I've been doing?" And I'm like,
Yeah.
It's a
They're
little
doing the
too-
same
I
thing
still-
again.
They just
They're
want him
trying
to
to
be
introduce the whole
Star-Lord.
team again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn. Okay.
I mean,
Well,
the problem is if they were like background side good characters, that could have been fine. But I mean, like I thought Mr. Terrific would be a good background side characters because again, like even in TV shows, I really didn't pay attention to that much. Guy Gardner, again, the famous ones are Jordan and John, and they're getting a series anyways. And Hawkgirl is actually a very big part of the Justice League.
They have a character called Hot Girl.
Hawk.
Oh, Hawk. Sorry.
Wait,
Hot girl.
what happened to the girl part?
Hot Girl.
What happened to the girl part?
Hawk Girl. That's what I said. I was clarifying
Okay.
at the beginning. Okay.
Okay.
One. Okay, so it's not a spoiler because they said it in the trailer. Do you guys know the name of the team they have?
Is it the Justice Society of America?
No, Justice Gang.
Wow.
And everybody's pissed because it's JG, James Gunn.
Oh.
I hate this guy. I hate this guy.
That's
Oh
great.
my God.
That's great. I actually kind of like that.
Oh my God. That's just.
Why does everyone wants to be this weird version of Robert Downey Jr. / the guy who did Marvel, his sidekick guy? Why is it Kevin Feige? Okay, Kevin Feige. Why does everyone wants to be Kevin Feige? Kevin Feige didn't learn to make the Avengers.
Why does everybody want to be Jeff
Kevin-
Bezos? Why does everyone want to be rich? Why like?
Well, yeah,
Yeah,
you want to be rich, don't you?
Money,
Oh,
money.
God.
Although I'll say this, James Gunn did make the best Scooby-Doo movie ever made.
Yeah,
Which
I'll
one did
agree
he
to that.
make? Which one did
Yeah,
he make?
he made
The original, like the
Live action.
Sarah Michelle Gellar one.
Oh
And,
wow!
and
I
they
didn't
had to
know that.
cut out a load of swearing and filth in that, didn't they?
Yeah,
No, that one's meant to be a very adult-rated parody. That's why I think Freddie Jr. is the guy who played Fred. He
yeah.
was so pissed that it was not the film that he actually signed up for. But in a weird way, I think that's when Weeby actually did a good thing by toning down that film and making it an actual Scooby-Doo movie. They hit big with that film, I would say. Like I have no critics for that one. Those two are great.
Yeah.
I always think, like, if you want to do like a strange interpretation of something, I don't think you should do it at the expense of not doing what actually makes people interested in the thing in the first place. So, case in point,
Velma.
Super Mario Brothers movie in the 90s, where it was like meshed with Blade Runner and stuff like this. It's like, well, this is your interpretation of that. Now, if they had done something that was just like a kids movie, and then a couple of years later, and they're saying, yeah, we're doing like a dark adult version, people might be like, oh, well, it's not for me, but they did something different there. You could do some weird Elseworlds thing, as people like to say. Go on, Dev.
My friend worked backstage on that movie and then made a documentary about it.
Well, Mario
It's a
Brothers.
it's a fucking mess.
Yeah, of course it was.
It was worse
mean,
than
the
Street
film
Fighter.
was.
The production was worse than Street Fighter because everybody was drunk. The script was changed every day, and there was actually 3 versions of the movie: the kiddie version, and then a stage play that kind of built off the stage look of Super Mario 3, if you remember.
Yeah.
So basically, every Disney and modern Disney and Marvel film.
Last minute, they saw a Blade Runner. I was like, the studio was like, we want that. I'm like, but it's a Mario movie, but we want that.
Okay, now guys, if I can just change the direction a little bit, just because whilst it's still fresh in the air, I have this week seen 28 years later, and my God, does that film suck balls?
Can I request no major spoilers either for that one?
Do you know what? I will give no major spoilers. The only thing I would want to spoil is that I won't spoil it though, because it is literally something that they make, a choice they make for the ending, which when you get to see it and we get to discuss it, it is so baffling that they would ever put this into any film ever, that I was like, this was a despicable choice, basically.
You know, I don't mind you saying now, to be honest, if everybody else doesn't mind.
Go for it. So I don't know, like, Cap, you may or may not know who this is. At the end of the movie, so first of all, you see this somewhat in the trailer, but perhaps the trailer won't leak, because look, Aaron Taylor Johnson is in it, and he's playing.
Why don't we do this actually? Just before you say it, why don't we just I'll put my hand up for anyone who doesn't want to hear the spoiler, and then when you finish, I'll put my hand down for them. So
I think I have a banner so we can put up a spoiler warning.
There you go. See, we care about you. We think about you.
We do.
We're not like most shows.
I literally can't find it. So I've got so many banners.
We have Katie's hand.
I've got one that says anxiety for some reason. No idea what that's about. Right. I'll just make one. Create banner. Right. So, right. Spoiler warning. I bet I've misspelled that. Right. That'll do. And
I could upload mine, but then I'll be advertising my things. So.
Okay. So here we go. Now, Aaron Taylor Johnson plays this guy who's got a kid, and they're going across to the mainland of England, and he's teaching him to be a man, to get your first kills, because there are zombies, which they literally get called at one point in this film. So the whole debate of, are they zombies? The people in this world, one person at least, refers to them as zombies. And then something happens which I won't spoil, but most of the plot is just the kid. So Craven the Hunter isn't in most of the movie, believe it or not. It's mostly the kid. It's mostly the kid. I won't tell you about what happens. If you've seen the trailer, you'll know that Ralph Fiennes is in it. And I won't say about what's going on with him. The end of the movie just leaves the kid so that he's on his own, and a zombie's coming along, and he's got a bow and arrow, but then more appear. And some guy suddenly appears because he's backed up. There's a blockade on the road with boulders. And there's a guy stood on the top of the blockade. He's like, not a bad shooting, kid. How about we take over? And then a load of guys jump over, guys and girls, they jump over like they're the Power Rangers. I kid you not. And they're doing nunchucks and stuff like this, ninjutsu, killing these zombies.
What?
Wait for it. They are all dressed as Jimmy Savile.
Who?
If you don't know who this is,
what?
He is the most prolific child abuser who was once a television presenter in the UK, who through the BBC, they kind of covered it up because they knew about his bad side. And he ran a show called Jimmy Savile, Jim'll Fix It, where there'd be children who'll be like, Jim, I'm in hospital at the moment and I'd really like to meet the British Bulldog, the wrestler, and then he'd set it up. But along the way, he'd get access to charities and vulnerable people, and he'd abuse them. Like
paralyzed kids as well.
Horrific stuff. And
that's crazy.
And they're all dressed, and this one guy goes, I'm Jimmy, and they've all got like the chains and the tracksuits and blonde wigs on. Now, the only thing I can think is if you remember, because this is 28 years later, 28 Days Later came out in 2002, which was before he died. And the truth about what this guy was like was not known publicly, at least, until after he died. Oh, hang on, Dev, I'll get there, right? So it was not known until after he died. So the logic could be that, in this different version of history, it never came to light that he was a villain. Now, I thought they were going to say, oh, kid, you've got a problem. Well, Jim will fix it. And maybe that's the idea of saying, well, because they never found out he was a villain, then these people see him as this hero figure. But why would you ever choose that direction for this movie franchise that's been going on for almost 28 years?
What the hell, man?
Honestly,
I mean, one question there, because
it's such an iconic look as well, and the fact they say Jimmy too, so it's undoubtedly Jimmy
undoubtedly.
How is people's reaction in the theater, considering it's a mostly English audience? They would probably know.
There was about 8 people in there when I saw it. Like, I don't know how well this film's doing. I didn't see it. It came out like a week ago. I saw it 2 or 3 days back, and I think from what I've seen online, the reception to the film has been mixed in general. But I thought beyond this, I won't give the other spoilers. The whole film was trash. There was not a single choice that characters made in it where I was like, yeah, I'd believe that. Oh, case in point. Aaron Taylor Johnson, like I said, I won't tell you how, he gets separated from his kid. He's not in it. You'd go looking for your kid. You wouldn't leave your kid in danger in this zombie world. And every choice that was in it was bad. And the filming, it's well shot, it's well acted, but the logic behind every choice that the character's making is flawed. And I was just like, and it was also boring. I was at one point, I was literally sitting there thinking, God, I'm going to struggle to get through this because it was a hot day. And I was like, this is just like, it's not keeping my attention. But go on, Dev, come in. Dev, I can't hear you. You're muted.
You're muted.
So I'm confused.
Yeah, go for it.
Go.
I don't really watch the series because of zombies and stuff, but I do know. Wasn't there already a Jim in the movies?
Okay, so Jim is Cillian Murphy's character in the first film.
Yeah.
However, I'm not going to bring up a photo of Jimmy Savile because he doesn't need that publicity. These are all dressed. They're not a homage to Cillian Murphy's character.
It's extremely obvious.
If that was the case, they would have been dressed like Oppenheimer.
And look, if this is how the film ends, and they've already shot the sequel, it's
coming out next year.
It's coming out early next year. 28, and literally, I can't believe that it's just called 28 years later, The Bone Temple. They didn't call one 28 months later. If they were going to do a new trilogy, they could have called this one 28 years later. The next one should have been 28 months later, so they've used the term. And then the last part should have been another 28 days later. That's what I'd have done with it. Something like that. So it's 28 years later, The Bone Temple. And then there's a third one that they are planning that they haven't shot. And apparently Cillian Murphy will be back for that, but who knows?
No, Cillian Murphy's in the Bone Temple.
I don't want to give the big spoiler. He really isn't. He's in it as much as Luke was in The Force Awakens. Okay, so Cap, go on.
So with Aaron, I think it's the guy Pietro, right? That's
Diamond.
the guy So the last good movie I saw him in was Bullet Train, and I thought his career is going to be revived. He's going to be like this cool figure.
He was really good at Bullet Train.
Yeah, and my assumption was this guy is going to now build up his career doing action movies like this, and he's going to move up to the top. And even the Lion Man choice, even though Sony's deal was bad, I was like, it'll be at least something like a B movie. And now this. Why? Is he tanking his career? Is he like out of money, or is he saying, I'm good?
For what he is in it, he is a good actor and he performs well. This is a Danny Boyle movie, is the director, and it is competently made, except for the script is just stupid. And I can't believe they made this choice. They could have made any other, even if they justify it in the next movie. People have got to sit on this one for 3/4 a year until they justify their choice here.
I'm speechless with that. I really am. Like,
yeah. So, go on, Dev.
Speaking of Aaron Taylor Johnson, there are rumors of Sony trying to integrate parts of the Sony MCU into the MCU.
Boy.
Yeah.
Pick and choosing like bits and pieces. Like the Vulture is considered, Craven's considered.
Well, I mean, it already kind of is really, because you saw it in the Venom film, wasn't it? The second one, you saw him kind of like jump over bits.
Yeah,
and
so Venom crossed over. They had Vulture go into Morbius, which made no sense. But I think they might pick up something if there's something they particularly want. But I think unless it's that, well, the only way, if Sony said, look, the only way we're giving you more Spider-Man is you help us fix this mess, then maybe.
Yeah.
Guys, we'll only have a few minutes more, I'm afraid. So let's get any important things going. Dev?
They've announced who the token Marvel hero who teams up with Spider-Man is for this movie. And it's going to be the Punisher. Because Spider-Man can't appear alone. He has to appear with a MCU hero in all of his movies.
Good for him, because I'm glad that he's not just going to be like a Netflix character. So,
Punisher and Spider-Man.
Okay, so guys, they have one other thing which I'll bring up today is they've officially announced that I don't know who this guy is. Denis Villeneuve will be the director of the next James Bond movie officially now.
Villeneuve is a good director.
What has he directed that I'll have heard of?
Google?
Blank.
I'm
googling it right now. Like Dune.
Oh,
the Dune.
Ooh.
I tried.
The new Dunes, the new
Blade Runner.
New Blade Runner.
Yeah. Okay, okay. So he has the pedigree. The film Prisoners in 2013. That was a really good movie.
My favorite non-James Bond movie is The Man from Uncle. With Henry Cavill.
All right, we can remove the spoiler warning now. Actually,
it wasn't Argyle. No, it was not Argyle. I kept warning you, David, not to see Argyle. I've been warning you when the trailer came out. You didn't listen. I can't take the blame for that.
It was so bad.
It was good for the first 20 minutes.
No,
you can shut the movie.
Oh.
The Man from Uncle is actually really it's again, like I'm not a big James Bond film watcher. If I come in TV, I sometimes watch it. But Man from Uncle, it's a Guy Ritchie film, so Guy Ritchie's tend to be really good. Oh my god, that's like the guy I would get if I were to direct a new James Bond film, and the current modern directors.
I just want to see who the new actor is. That's always the key thing.
Yeah.
Don't know. I haven't got a clue who.
I was so hoping it would be Pietro. I thought by that after Bullet Train he would move up in place and he would become James Bond or something.
The question is, are they gonna hire an actor? Because what had Daniel Craig done before Bond? Like, had he done Layer Cake? Yeah, exactly. So there wasn't a ton of things. He was in Tomb Raider. See, I didn't even remember that.
That was a terrible. That's not a good acting prowess film.
Pierce Brosnan, he was Remington Steele. They don't generally, even though when you're now saying this goes back to like the 80s, but they generally don't hire well-known people that are known for other stuff to play James Bond. So Aaron Taylor Johnson may be a bit too big now to be given that role. Because look, a few years ago they were like Tom Hiddleston is that what was it called, the Night Watchman, Night Shift, or something like this was his tryout for James Bond, and I just think it was really good. It was him and Hugh Laurie, and it was a series. I can't remember what it was called, Night something or other. But him, Henry Cavill, all these people, it's like I think they're going to get someone relatively unknown.
Yeah, I don't think it'll definitely be Henry Cavill, because considering the fact that he has a kid now, I think, and also he's doing Warhammer stuff, so I don't think it'll be Henry Cavill. I think that dream died like 10 years ago.
It died as soon as I watched Argyle, and I was like, this guy can't act. Right.
That's not his fault, David.
Hey, there is a reason. There must be a reason. When you watch Man of Steel, he never says any line of dialogue that's longer than 7 minutes.
I would say watch The Man from U.N.C.L.E., David. That's my recommendation for you. Watch The Man from U.N.C.L.E.
I don't even know what that is.
It's based on a TV series, I think.
60s TV show,
name of an old
remade
show.
into a movie.
Yeah.
I didn't know there was a movie of it.
It's such a good film. Like, it's one of the most entertaining films I've actually seen.
And would you say the same if Henry Cavill wasn't in it?
Yeah, I would say the same. If the character he played, Napoleon, was like the same charismatic and usual, I think I would say the same. Because the soundtrack is perfect. The way it's the cinematography and the way it's edited, it's just great. It's just so awesome. I like it more than the Guy Ritchie new film that they did, The Ungentlemanly Warfare. Infinitely better than that film, I would say. I would say among Guy Ritchie films, my favorites are, the first film he did with Jason Statham, and then this from Man from NCLA, and also The Gentleman. These are my 3 favorite Guy Ritchie films.
Yeah.
Aladdin.
He did Aladdin?
He did Aladdin.
Wow.
The new one?
The Will Smith one?
Yep.
Yeah.
No! Yeah. Bad Guy Ritchie, bad Guy Ritchie, bad.
Okay, guys,
Range,
as much as it pains me to say it, I'm afraid I am going to have to begin to wrap things up, because there's something I'm going to have to take care of in about 5 minutes' time. But this has been a pleasure. We'll do it again. We'll make sure we have longer for it, because there's so much more which I'd like us to have covered today. Ironheart is out. I don't know if anyone's seen it, but
I actually watched Star Trek a little.
You watched what, Cap?
Star Trek.
Okay. Well, start with the 1960s show, Cap.
Yeah.
It's the one with Professor Xavier. 2 episodes of it.
Oh, Next Generation.
Yeah.
Okay, fair. Well, that's a fair place to start as well. Right, guys, we are going to have to wrap things up. Sorry, it's a slightly short show, but we will do this again. So let's find out where we can find everyone. If you have a geeky recommendation, do let them know. Where can the people find you, Dev?
You can find me on TikTok and Twitch on the name FWDAD. And my geeky recommendation is the new Daredevil show, the new season, because a Marvel hero who will appear in Doomsday will make his debut in Daredevil season 2.
Okay. KD, where can the people find you?
I just started watching Daredevil, actually. It's really good, the new series. Didn't know it was an 18 plus. But KD Comedy Podcast on Apple, Spotify, YouTube, Rumble, all those different things for episodes every Friday or live. And KD Comedy Gaming as well, that I'm going to try and do. And then a lot of Police Simulator, because it's fun. That's my recommendation.
Awesome. Capthave, where can the people find you?
You can find me on SWAT Deeds, where I sing, I dance, I throw myself in a bucket, and I work with puppets. And there's Father's Day videos. Go check it out. And this Sunday, a surprising Stitch video. Oh my God, I don't want to make this video, but I have to make this video. It's gonna be shocking. And then afterwards, there's gonna be a special Warhammer podcast episode with a special guest. So stay tuned.
Okay. My name is David Pistansky. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at David Pistansky, spelled Pustansky. You can also get any of my books available at Amazon. Just check them out there. Now, also check out the Geek Battle Gaming YouTube channel. I've got a video I'm working on which should be up within the next few days about the very strange Nintendo IQ player. Ooh. Right. So, with that, until next time, stay safe. Always stay extreme. Live long and prosper. May the force be with you. Nanu, nanu, and all that stuff. And boom, we're off the air.